everybody, and welcome to Darling Stadium. I'm Tim Cole. Welcome to tonight's game between the Bethel Bruins with a 5-2 overall record, 5-1 in the district, and the Kecoughtan Warriors with a 4-3 record, 3-3 overall in the district, that is. And this is a very important game for the Bethel Bruins tonight because mathematically they are still alive for a Division VI postseason berth. The Kecoughtan Warriors, on the other hand, have been eliminated from that postseason play by the fact that their PowerPoint ratings are where they are with a 3-3 record. But the Bethel Bruins have a lot more to gain by this game tonight than the Kecoughtan Warriors. Having said that, these two teams always play each other tough. Crosstown rivals, you know they're both going to put out every effort they can in order to win the game. The Bethel Bruins coming off of a big victory over the Woodside Wolverines last week, knocking Woodside out of the the unbeaten ranks. But in doing so, you have to wonder if there might not be a little bit of a letdown on the part of the Bruins after that huge emotional victory over Woodside. We'll have to see how that plays out. Right now, we're going to go down to the field as Bob has head coach Tommy Austin of the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Thanks, Tim. First of all, Coach, I know you got banged up last week. You had about 4 or 5 players that got banged up pretty good. Is any of them going to be able to play tonight?
Oh, everybody but Nathan Robertson. We got everybody back by yesterday afternoon's practice. They're not going to be 100%, but, you know, they want to go, and the doctors cleared them to play, and the trainers got them ready to go. He's done a great job all week. A lot of long hours for him this week.
But I also know you have a young man back that this will be his first game after having a knee operation early in the season.
Right, Matt Goulart, he was our starting tailback going into the season and tore a meniscus in his knee against Football-Kecoughtan in a scrimmage, and has been with us every day and working hard to get back to it, but had to have knee surgery, I think the week we played Robinson, and just came back to practice last Friday. So we're glad to have him back.
Well, I know you're glad to have him back, but his presence has been there. He's been at all the practices, all the games. Just because he's hurt doesn't mean he didn't show up. He showed up and offered a lot of encouragement, didn't he?
Right. We have a lot of, all of our guys that have been out for the year, been at practice every day. And, you know, we have things that they're doing to rehab and trying to get back. I mean, we tell them it's your job to get healthy now. And luckily, Matt, took it seriously, and he was able to come back. And, I think the doctor was real pleased with his progress because we didn't expect to have him back. It was a surprise when he came to me and said, Coach, the doctor said, 2 more weeks, and if it's good, I can play. So we were tickled to death.
Well, that's good. Now, one other question I need to know, what do you expect from Bethel tonight? Big team, especially on the line.
Well, I would be surprised if they don't line up and try to mash us. We don't have a whole lot of size up front. They're very big, and they've got, good running backs. Ladarius Adams is really good. I mean, he runs hard, and, he's going to be hard to bring down. But, we think we got a pretty good plan. But that's what I expect them to do. If they come out and throw the ball against us, more than 10 or 12 times, I'd be shocked. I think it'll just right down our throats.
Well, Coach, good luck to you tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
Enough. Let's run back up to Tim.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thank you, Coach Austin. Kecoughtan still has a mathematical chance to equal last year's record. They were 7-3 overall last year, and of course, with a 3-3 record, 4-3 overall, they still have a shot at it. So Tommy Austin and his group are going to be doing their best tonight, and they'll probably use that single wing that we've seen a couple of times earlier this season. So that could be a factor as well, as teams have had some difficulty defending that particular scheme that Kecoughtan has. Right now, let's go back down to the field as Bob has head coach Tracy Parker of the Bethel Bruins.
Thanks, Tim. Coach, first of all, you're in a district where being a Division VI is not help, is it?
No, not a lot at all. Right now we're in a situation where, we have to win the district in order to go to the playoffs as far as an automatic bid. It's a tough situation, but we know what's expected. We just have to do our part.
Well, you have been doing a great job with these guys. That first loss kind of threw you guys into a tailspin. Then you got everybody back on the page, and they started doing what they're supposed to be doing. Change your quarterback. You've got a multi-dimensional quarterback now, and the kids seem to be responding.
Well, thank you. We've done a good job these last couple weeks of coming together, gelling as a football team, and playing an overall football game for 48 minutes. Hopefully we'll maintain and continue that, and we'll have a good showing tonight.
Well, the win you had last week against Woodside really kind of was a light bulb went off in a lot of people's head. They didn't think that you was going to be able to beat them, but you're big, you're strong, and you just run it down the throat.
Well, now that you mentioned the Division 5 and Division 6, the last 5 years, we've had 3 opportunities. If we were Division 5, that we would have had a chance to go to the playoffs. Being Division 6 in a mainly Division 5 conference, we can have a good season, 7-3, 8-2, and we're at home for the holidays.
Yeah, that's not fun. Tell me what you expect from Kecoughtan tonight, Coach.
Well, I expect a disciplined, physical football team that's indicative of Kecoughtan. We need to come out and execute and do what we do best.
And that is run it down the throat. Right, Coach?
Yes.
Okay. Good enough. Well, good luck to you tonight.
Thank you.
Good enough. Let's go back up to Tim.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thank you, Coach Parker. Great season for the Bethel Bruins, as Tracy Parker's done a terrific job with them. And unfortunately for them, they're in that Division 6, which is a hindrance for them, but you play the cards you're dealt with. Tonight's game is brought to you by Zooms, with 14 convenient Peninsula locations to serve you. And it's also brought to you in part by Parklawn Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the manager. All right, well, Bob has rejoined me here in the booth. And, Bob, this is, as I mentioned, a big game for the Bethel Bruins. They have to win this game in order to even have a chance.
And they're going to have to get some help from the other side. And what really hurts them is you're in a district with only 2 Division 6 teams. You are one of the Division 6, and the other teams you're against, like over in the beach, everybody except one team is Division 6. You get 1 extra point by beating a team that's Division 6. The only chance they got is next week when they play Denby, to beat Denby to get 1 extra point. So they've got to get some help. But Tracy Parker and his staff has done just a great job over there. It makes you feel good to see these guys still working, even though they know we may not make the playoffs. But it's not in their court. I mean, they got to have help from somebody else.
Well, and they do. And, of course, like you said, in case the fans aren't fully aware of how the PowerPoint system works, is you get an extra point if you made a Division 6 team versus a Division 5 team. So if Bethel beats Kecoughtan tonight, they actually get 1 less point because Kecoughtan is a Division 5 team.
Yeah. And you look at Kecoughtan, and I talked to Coach Austin, and you mentioned that they're basically out of it. He feels that 7-3 may get in. But, that's a real long shot. A lot of things are going to happen for them to get in. But he's a young team. They've come out with a single wing, which is a little bit different. But, I'm real impressed with their center. This young man who's been center for him, he's got 4 guys he's got to snap the ball to. It's not like he's got a quarterback there and he doesn't have to worry about who the ball goes to. So it's really tough on him, and he's done a real good job. And Tracy Austin will tell you that the guys have been hurt. They show up to practices and are there for support and to help everybody else. So, it really does a good job to see that the Kecoughtan Warriors are doing such a good job under Tommy Austin.
Well, it should be a real good game. It always is when the Bethel Bruins and the Kecoughtan Warriors tangle. Back here at Darling Stadium, the teams meeting at the center of the field, and the referee, Dave Stollard, will be giving the pregame instructions. Let's go down to the field and see if we can listen in.
No return, but
now we're here.
There we go. As we see, the Bruins evidently won the toss and are going to receive. Yep, there we go.
So, unfortunately, referee Stollard did not have his mic on, so we were unable to listen in, but Bob has very succinctly covered that. What else you got for us, Big Bob?
First of all, I do want to mention that the father of Mr. Tynes, Lamar Tynes, number 61 for the Bethel Bruins. We'll get to see him tonight. He is the district heavyweight champion.
The father
wrestling champ. No, Lamar Tynes is number 69.
Well, you said his father. I was trying to figure out
His father brought the information to me.
Okay, gotcha.
And I appreciate that. He's Junior All-American in wrestling champ. And his brother, you might remember his brother, Lawrence Tyne, played with Bethel with Allen Iverson, won the state championship. He was on their team.
Yep. By the way, there you see the officials in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen.
And let me just one more thing here. Lamar Tynes has been invited to the Nike football camp up at Penn State. Great honor for the young man, number 69. There's a shot of the back of that head. You know that head?
I think I've seen. Look at the tan on that man. The tan on that man. Number 17, Nicholas Alejandro, will be kicking off for us.
Do you think that is from the bottle, or?
No, that man is tanned naturally. Nothing artificial.
Nothing
all natural.
artificial. That's what I like to hear.
Alfred Lane is back deep, along with, looks like it's number 44, Barry Moore. Or is that 42? 42. No,
yeah.
Haven't got a 42. 43. There we go. That is Nicholas Harrison. Taken by Alfred Lane. And he's got a lane for a moment at least. Got some good yardage before he was finally tripped up by number 80, Jack Wampler.
Now, Wampler did a good job.
And here are the Bethel Bruins starters on offense.
Just over to 30-yard line.
Brandon Pereira, Jr.
TJ Burton, senior. Jamal Williams, senior.
Terrence Johnson, senior.
Lamar Tyne, senior.
Marcus James, senior.
Alex Smith, senior.
Kenny Jones, senior. Charles Johnson, junior.
Darius Adams, senior.
Matt Hill, junior.
Matt Hill's not starting tonight. I think Mullins is starting. Number 3 for the Darius Mullen is starting at quarterback.
All right, and on the first play of the game, they give to Ladarius Adams. You heard him is introducing himself. He is a terrific young running back for these Bethel Bruins. Really and here are the starters on defense for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Chris Calkins, Jr.
Jonathan Ash, Jr.
Jack Wampler, Jr.
Asa Cooper, Senior. Chad Hooker, Jr.
Deron Mayo, Jr.
Mike Gaddis, Senior.
Terrence Dorsey, Jr.
Dakota Mathis, Sophomore.
Keith McBride, Jr.
Corey Thomas, Jr.
Swing pass on the left side completed for the Bethel Bruins to Alexander Smith as the Bruins going without a huddle, but we appreciate them taking long enough time at the line to get all the introduction of the starters in.
That was rather neat that they did that.
But they are going without a huddle to keep Kecoughtan at least temporarily off balance. The 3rd down and 2 now for the Bruins as they have the ball just short of the 40-yard line. Need to cross the 42 to get a fresh set of downs. And now they shift into the shotgun formation. Mullen, the quarterback. And on the option, he pitches to Adams. Adams trying to get a block at the corner. He's got the corner. He's got the first down and goes out of bounds right at midfield. And that'll be enough for a Bruin first down. Gain of almost 11 yards.
Hey, that was a great block by, was that number 41, I think, for the Bruins out there. Did a great job.
That was Derek Johnson.
And he's basically sealed that right side to allow Darius to get outside and pick up I don't know how many yards he picked up, but he got enough for the first down.
Got 11 on the play.
Well, that'll do it.
Almost 11, a little more than 10, which is almost 11. Same thing. Right at midfield, first down. This will be easy to mark the yardage from here. This is Adams, and Adams dragging a tackler for 4 yards to the 46. A nice demonstration of his strength.
Jamal Williams, number 73, 6'1", 280, senior. Offensive lineman pulled and did a great job on a kick-out block that time.
Chad Hooker, the tackler on the play for Kecoughtan. Picked up 4 yards. They mark it at the 46 of Kecoughtan, just underway here at Darling Stadium. No rain tonight. It rained this afternoon, but the field and the stands are dry. We got a man who beat the defense. He's got the ball, and he scores. Number 11, Marcus James, a 46-yard pass as the Bruins, known for their running, surprised the Kecoughtan Warriors with a beautiful, perfectly thrown pass for a touchdown. Here's the replay. Mullen out of the shotgun just steps back, and the defender got beaten by a step, but after that,
somebody knocked the official.
Official went down.
He tripped over the line.
Marcus James. That wasn't nice.
Well, that's what happened.
Extra point try is up, and it is good. So the Bethel Bruins strike quickly with just 10:20 remaining in the first period. They go 46-yard pass play for the touchdown. Marcus James.
Tim, we will pick a player of the game for both of these teams tonight, and that player will receive a shirt. It comes from Tidewater Team Sports, your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidering, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. Now, we are going to pick two player of the games from the Bethel Bruins. This game and the next game we do to them, because for the way the schedule worked, we ended up with one less game for the Bruins, but we want to be equal in our ability to give the player of the game, and each team's will have 5 regular season player of the game. So we will pick 2 for the Bruins and only 1 for the Warriors tonight.
Terrell Marable, who also picked the extra point, will kick off for the Bruins. 5 plays, a minute 40, 68 yards. And it sounds like I'm talking into a tunnel, so hopefully the audio at your TV at home doesn't sound that way.
Tim, we got it offside. On the kicking team, they were across the line before the Marable kicked the ball, which will take them back 5 yards. I guess they call that illegal procedure or offside or something. But anyway, they will re-kick.
So Marable, there, that's better. Thank you.
Zoom's given an award to the senior player in each of the teams this year in Hampton that has demonstrated academic excellence. These players will be awarded plaques at a school board meeting after the season. We'd like to thank David Allen and Zooms for the continued support to WHCS and our student athletes.
So they'll back the Bruins up 5 yards, and they'll try it again. So we knew because Coach Parker said, yeah, we're going to run it down their throats. Of course, they're going to throw a 46-yard pass. Yeah. Very short kick taken at the 40-yard line. The ball is loose. It looks like the Bruins might have gotten it. Let's see how they determine. Yeah. They do. So almost an onside kick type of thing.
That was number 2, Brandon Haygood, that ended up with the recovery.
So the Bruins, leading 7-0, will have the ball again at the Kecoughtan 40. This is not the start that Tommy Austin was hoping for his Kecoughtan Warriors. Bruins, as you saw in the first series, went without a huddle. They actually come over to the sideline to get a play called in the huddle, and then they go directly to their line, as you see in your picture there, without taking the huddle. Mullen will be in the shotgun again. Adams will be alongside of him. Double wideouts to the near side. And this is Adams on the handoff, and he is across the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
He was tackled by Asa Cooper. Now, we've seen Asa Cooper play tremendous defense for the Kecoughtan Warriors all year long.
And again, the Bruins going without the huddle. Mullen this time will be under center. Checking off. Signals coming from the near sideline. Tracy Parker sending the play in. Trips to the near side. And the handoff goes to Adams. And Adams is stacked up and thrown for a big loss on a great defensive effort. Pick out any one of 3 tacklers. Yeah. Amongst them, number 80 again, Jack Wampler. 44 is Mike Gaddis. And I believe number 4 was in there as well. That would be Matt Gallar. That's the young man who had the knee surgery. So now they mark the ball at the 40, so the gain on the previous play is negated as they go back to the original line of scrimmage. It's 3rd down and 10.
Tim, there was no hole at all. The Warriors did a good job of messing up the blocking assignments.
From the gun, the ball snapped and fumbled, and Mullen can just barely pick it up before he is smothered by Asa Cooper. So the Bruins, with an opportunity, squander it because they have a 9-yard loss on that play. It brings up 4th down and 19. Here's your replay.
Just the
he just mishandled. It wasn't that bad.
Just a little high.
No, it was right. It was right. I thought it was initially, but on the replay, you could see it actually hit him right in the hands. right about chest high. So that was just one of those cases where Mullen perhaps
took his
looking
eye off the ball
downfield before he actually got the ball in his hands and just fumbled it a little bit. But fortunately for the Bruins, recovered the fumble. But now they'll have to kick it away with a 4th and 19. And now a penalty flag comes down for delay of game.
Delay of game against the Bruins.
So the Bruins, in their indecisiveness, cost themselves another 5 yards.
Brandon Ash was in there to make the punt.
Next Friday night, the 5th of November.
Delay game on the offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Warwick and Phoebus right here at Darling Stadium.
Yeah, that'll be a good game.
You and Mike Hauser. I will not be here.
Well, and we'll miss you a little bit.
You will tear me up while I'm gone.
Oh, would we do that? Mike,
true.
We wouldn't do that, would we?
Yes, you would.
I didn't think so. Nice punt.
Excellent punt. Fielded at the 20-yard line. That was Dakota Mathis, and he is going to get about 6 yards out of the play. Good punt by Brandon Ash.
Well, I tell you, he was lucky he got any yardage out of that at all. Talk about a crew tonight. So we watch the replay. On camera's got Nathaniel Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron, ESPN Baton, and Mike Nowinski. On the camera, on the crane, we have Monique Bird with Jeremy Ferries helping her. Graphics and animation, Andy Foley. Slow motion instant replay, Andre Mattingly, birthday boy last week. Camera controls, Sarah Myers. Audio and chief engineer, Don Scharouse. Director and producer, big guy Scotty Bowers.
Got a halfback option pass, throwing downfield. Got a man who
got two of them
who had beaten the defenders, but the ball just overthrown. Quite an arm on Matt Galar, number 4.
Pass on that. He overthrows his receivers downfield.
And now the Kecoughtan Warriors on offense.
Second down, but there is a flag on the play.
Thought we did that.
No, they had the ball offense.
Josh Smith, sophomore.
Jonathan Ash, junior.
Chris Calkins, junior.
Anthony Jesus, senior.
Chris Leofow, freshman.
Jack Wampler, junior.
Randall Pugh,
Personal foul.
senior. Dakota Mathis, sophomore. Asa Cooper, senior.
Deron Mayo, junior. Keith McBride, junior.
Quarterback, that'll be a 15-yard penalty.
All right, so we are back live. There was a 15-yard personal foul call against the Bruins. So the Warriors will have it at their 40-yard line. So the 7:57 time remaining on the clock in the first quarter. 7-0 Bethel. And they're doing the conventional set tonight as the handoff goes to Asa Cooper. And here are the Bethel Bruins defense on the field, the starters tonight.
Lamar Tyne, senior.
Antoine Collier, senior.
Marcus James, senior.
Michael Garner, senior.
Keith Lopez, senior.
Derek Johnson, senior.
Darius Adams, senior.
Terrell Marable, senior.
Jamar Jackson, senior.
Gary Tucker, senior.
Alex Smith, senior.
Any juniors or sophomores?
No, I was just going to tell you, talk about a senior-laden defense. And, of course, now we got another penalty flag. So the Bruins apparently will be penalized. We'll let referee Stoller tell us.
Dead ball foul. Encroachment on the defense, lined up in the neutral zone, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Well, the Bruins right now are their own worst enemy. They've got 20 yards in penalties in 2 plays.
Second down and 4 for Kecoughtan. Galar in motion. McBride ends up keeping the ball and is knocked out of bounds. Let's see where they mark his forward progress.
Looks like he's
lost a couple of yards.
Yeah, looks like they've got him marked at about the 46.
44.
I'm sorry, I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Other side.
So it's third down and almost 7. Let's call it long 6. Kecoughtan. Penalties on both squads coming rather rapidly here. This is Galar, and he will not get a first down as he will be stopped at about the 47-yard line. And that'll make it 4th down for the Warriors. And again, the officials have stopped play. There's perhaps another penalty flag. I'm not sure. Let's see if David Stollard has something for us.
There is no flag. The formation was legal.
Okay.
No flag on the play.
Yeah, you heard that.
So it is 4th down. They'll move the chain, or at least the yard marker, to the 47. They need to cross midfield. So looks like the Warriors will not risk that. It looks like they're going to bring on the kicking team after thinking about it, or apparently thinking about it for a moment.
Yeah, not long. And that's Philip Alejandro back to punt.
Back deep to receive for the Bruins is Marcus James, the low liner. And James decides to just let it roll dead at about the 26-yard line.
That was not a bad move.
27 yards on the punt.
27-yard punt, no return. 6:36 remaining here in the first period. Bethel 7 and Kecoughtan nothing. Bethel struck rather quickly. If you joined us late, the Bruins on their first possession just took 5 plays and a minute 40 went 68 yards with the 46-yard pass from Mullen, the quarterback, Darius Mullen, to Marcus James for the touchdown. From the 26. This is Adams, Ladarius Adams, out close to the 30-yard line, a pickup of about 4.
He stopped there by number 7, Corey Thomas, as we watch the replay. Little hole, but nobody picked up the defensive back or the linebacker.
2nd down and 6. Bethel again going without a huddle. Mullen, who has been both under center and from the shotgun, this time gives to Adams, left side. Adams has the first down and plenty more as he crosses the 40-yard line out to about the 44-yard line.
Great run that time, Tim. He made a little dip inside and then cut it outside and showed some speed.
Gain of 14 on the play. Watch this.
Yeah, right there. Dipped in and then cut it right outside.
Got a nice block on the end. Looks like it was number 1.
Number 9 made the tackle. One made the block.
Kenneth Jones?
Yeah.
On the block.
And Dakota Mathis on the tackle. Well,
Adams stacked up for no gain. Might have even lost a half a yard. Ball marked at the 44, and he didn't even get back to the 44, I don't believe.
And right at the bottom of that, number 44, Mike Gaddis. Mike has been just a anchor for this Kecoughtan team all year long.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. And again, the plays being sent in by hand signals on the near sideline from Tracy Parker. Mullen, play action, sets, throws, into coverage, and a nice catch, a flag on the play. Ball caught.
Well, number 26 for the Bruins did a great job, Alexander Smith, of adjusting to where that ball was coming. Let's see what the penalty is.
I think they're going to call interference, and of course the Bruins will take the play. Watch this replay.
Oh, what a nice job of concentration. And it's going to be against the Bruins.
Whoa.
Offensive pass interference.
Well, clearly they're asking the Warriors what option they choose. There's no option there. They're going to take it.
That's a no-brainer.
Referee Stollard will tell us.
Pass interference on the offense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, loss of down, 3rd down.
And what happened evidently is he pushed off on the receiver to get that little bit of separation so he could go up and make the catch. Could not pick it up on our replay, but we're not down there on the field.
Well, you know, interesting. I didn't know there was a loss of down associated with that.
I didn't either. You get penalized 15 yards and the loss of down.
Yeah. I was not aware of that, and certainly I'm sure referee Stollard called it correctly.
Maybe we ought to ask Mr. Ewing down here. Would he know?
Apparently on offensive pass interference, there is a loss of down.
Is it always loss of down on pass interference offensively?
That's a pretty severe penalty.
And severe is just half of it.
Yeah, it's 15 yards. I mean, that's almost, you don't get that for armed robbery. I mean, that's a pretty stiff penalty.
Well,
there you see the huddle for the Bruins, and I'm sure what they're talking about is, guys, we started out strong, we came out nice and smooth, and then all of a sudden we've been kind of going backwards here.
And if we could back that up a little bit, Scotty, see if he did push off before the ball got there.
It's kind of hard to see because he may have.
Right there is evidently he made enough contact. Yeah.
That's hard to tell.
That's what the official saw, evidently.
But the official clearly right on top of the play. He was about 5 to 10 yards away from it. Made the call. So a serious 3rd down and 25 for the Bruins. And they'll just stay on the ground. Adams on the kind of a delayed handoff, but that fooled nobody on the Kecoughtan Warrior defense. So the Bruins now will have to kick the ball away.
Well, that was number 78, Chris Calkins, 225, 6'1", junior defensive lineman, ran right into him, and nobody got to put a hat on him. And they actually lost a little yardage on that.
Brandon Ash to kick. Feels a little bit of pressure. Gets the kick away.
Kecoughtan should have got good field position, but that ball, look at it roll.
Took a nice roll as Dakota Mathis decided not to field the ball. And it rolled all the way down to the 28-yard line. 45-yard punt with no return, and the Bruins have to be happy with that. 4:19 remaining in the first period. Kecoughtan trailing 7-0. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and Mike Hauser coming to you from Darling Stadium on this 29th of October, 2004. The month of October gone, Bob. Christmas less than 2 months away. I'm going to get you the same thing I got you last year.
Okay, appreciate that.
No problem.
I haven't used it yet.
And you won't.
Well, I thought I'd give you two of the same thing.
All right.
Was okay.
Man, you're so generous.
Big spender. Back into a single wing this time, Tim.
First time we've seen that this evening. Direct snap. Not much happening there as the ball went right to the hands of Elvon George. We saw him earlier in the season having some pretty good success out of that formation.
Yeah, that was number 58, Terrell Marable, what's he doing? He kicks off, isn't he?
Yes.
He made the tackle that time.
I haven't seen.
He plays inside backer. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I haven't seen Isaiah Shepard tonight.
He was hurt. One of the guys hurt. He can play, but I don't know that they're going to play him because he got banged up in last week game against Warwick.
This is George with a direct snap, and again the defense right there. Ladarius Adams. Two-way player, stopping him cold at the 30-yard line, so no gain on the play. And it'll be 3rd down and 8. Watch this replay. This is George. Looked to go into the middle of the line and saw there was nothing there, and Ladarius Adams was waiting for him. So Keith McBride, and we've seen a lot of Terrence Dorsey throughout the season at quarterback as well. But again, I say quarterback, this is the single wing, so quarterback is not actually the position. Direct snap to George, and then they hand it off on a kind of an inside misdirection play. That was Kerry Thomas. And again, the Bethel Bruin defense was not fooled at all.
No, Micah Gardner was not fooled. Micah is 6'2", 205 junior.
So the ball marked at the 31-yard line, so neither team able to move it here on consecutive possessions, and the kicking team will be back on the field. Alejandro will be in punt formation. That's Phillip.
Here we see what happened. Nice. All right.
Punted it from his 20. Fielded at the 45 in the air. See, that's what you want to do because you don't want that ball to bounce. And Alfred Lane got some yardage where if he lets it bounce on the ground, it takes a roll for Kecoughtan, and then you lose that yardage.
Deron Mayo, number 6, making the tackle.
Here's the punt return. So he fielded it at the 45. Didn't get a lot of yardage, but he got 8 yards out of it, where if he'd let the ball bounce, who knows? So the Bruins will get it right back. Neither team able to do anything with it since. 25-yard punt with the 10-yard return. 8-yard return, I should say. 47-yard line of Kecoughtan. Ever since the opening possession of the Bruins, the Warrior defense has played much better. Mullen on the option, keeps it himself and gets a couple of tough yards to about the 45. So 2 regular season games remaining for us. We've got the Warwick Raiders against Phoebus next Friday night. And then our final regular season game on the 12th of November, we'll have these same Bethel Bruins hosting the Phoebus Phantoms. That should be a good game. 2nd down and about 7 for the Bruins. Out of the gun, Mullen has time. Throws again into coverage. Contact downfield, but that was incidental contact. No flag on the play. In fact, the Warrior defender had a much better opportunity. That was Dakota Mathis to perhaps intercept the ball. Couldn't get his hands on it. Kenneth Jones fell down while running the pattern.
He got good protection that time. Mullen did.
All right, a lot of time. Well, they got that big offensive line.
Yeah, but they are huge. But look at the time he's got, and he steps up into the pocket.
Now you saw, as I mentioned, Jones fell down, and Mathis had the best opportunity but couldn't corral the ball. So it's 3rd down and 7.
I'm kind of surprised that the Bruins are passing the ball more than they are running it.
Mullen to the 39-yard line. Sure did look like they were offsides. Looked like the wing on this side was well offside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not the first time that I've seen that happen tonight.
See if we can see it on the replay.
You know, Adams is a good runner, and I don't know how many yards he's got this year, but young man can run that ball well.
4th down and 2, and the Bruins perhaps going with a hard count. Checking off now, shifting into the shotgun. 4th down and 2. Mullen got the snap. He's trying to get to the corner.
He's not going to make it.
It's going to be very close, depending on where he gets the spot.
He may have. It's close to see.
They dragged him down inbounds, so clock continues to move, and now they'll stop it apparently to bring across the chains. I'll see if I can get the stats on Adams for the season, Bob. You're right. He's been behind Tracy McPherson and Elan Lewis. He's really been probably the most successful running back.
Yeah, and he's been around for this. He was starter as a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken. Watch the play here, and there was just no doubt what it was going to happen. But he may have picked up enough yardage. No, he didn't do it.
No,
nope.
Just inches short. Last week, Adams had 240 yards rushing.
Yeah, against Woodside. And Woodside was undefeated coming in. So I'm surprised.
But Mike said they expect him to run. So you pass the ball, sure.
Yeah, but you know, like Mike Smith says, you dance with the lady who brought you.
Or that you brought, or something like that.
Something. Well, you brought her, or she brought you. I don't care. You know,
somebody brought somebody.
Yeah, they're both there. All right, let's see if they go back to the conventional quarterback under the center, if they go to the single wing. Looks single wing again.
From the 38-yard line.
No, he's going back up under center, Tim.
Yep. Back to the conventional formation.
He's saying up.
Yep, people shifting all over the place. Kecoughtan's going to have delay a game before much longer.
McBride hands off.
Whoa.
Darren Mayo brought down.
Mayo, the ball carrier.
First one to hit him, number 51 for the Bruins. And that's Micah Gardner. And Micah Gardner, Tim, dislocated his elbow as a sophomore, missed the whole season.
I'll bet.
So, he really worked hard to come back, and and the coaches love him because they say he just does the intangibles.
That's 6 different runners they've used.
But can you just
No, don't even want to
my
think
knees
about
hurt.
it. Don't even think about it. 8 seconds on the clock here. This could be the last play of the quarter. Mayo trying to get outside and is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose about 5 yards on the play as time has expired here in the first quarter.
Just pushed him back. Jeez.
So referee Stollard holds the ball over his head to signal the end of the first quarter. So we've played 12 minutes here at Darling Stadium. And after one quarter, it's Bethel 7 and Kecoughtan nothing.
All right, don't forget our corporate sponsors. Zooms has that Beantown Coffee, fried chicken, pizza, potato wedgies, Krispy Kreme donuts. You can get them in a box in one. Ham and cheese subs, Coke, and you can fill up your car with a good Citgo gasoline. We do appreciate Zooms as one of our corporate sponsors. And don't forget the Tidewater Team Sports, your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, and uniform and apparel. Call 594-0411. Talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. They donate the player of the game shirts, and we will give one to each. One to the Kecoughtan Warriors tonight and 2 for the Bruins because of the schedule. We are 1 game shy for the Bruins. Only doing 3 this year instead of 4, so we're going to make up for it while we can. Or the best we can, I should say. Are you
as much
bored,
as we
Tim?
can? No, I had a tough week.
Oh, yeah. You must have been traveling to.
I was.
Where'd you go this week?
I left 6 o'clock Monday morning and went to Syracuse, New York. After a full day, drove to Rochester. Spent the next day in Rochester all day, and drove that night over to Buffalo. Spent the night there, and then flew to Detroit, and finally got back to Norfolk
Boy,
Thursday.
I'd like to get you some of your miles. Your flying miles.
Got a bunch of those.
Can you pass them on to somebody else?
Yes, somebody named Donna.
Oh, well, I'm going to go to New Zealand next year. I was wondering if I could borrow 200,000 of those.
We can talk.
That's my guy.
Not to mention my Avis rental car records.
13 here, gentlemen.
So from the 35-yard line, McBride, and he steps out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him out at the 41-yard line.
Picked up a couple.
Well, he got 3, 4, 5. But it is 4th down.
McBride missed 2 games. Actually did not play against Hampton High School or Gloucester because he was hurt. The coaches just love him. Great athlete, and he has real good work habits.
So Alejandro will be in deep punt formation once again. We've had a lot of punts here in the first half.
Alfred Lane is back deep for the Bruins.
No rush. Good kick away from the...
okay. You got it on one bound.
Yeah, and Lane is nailed after a couple of yards on the return. Nice play downfield by 15, Raymond Perez.
Perez did a great job. He took 1 step after he got the ball, and that was about all she wrote.
So the
Bruins will take possession.
Bruins get it back, and they will again huddle on the near sideline with Coach Parker, and then they'll directly go to their positions. Kind of a unique process that the Bruins work with. You guys should have a good game next week, Phoebus and Warwick.
Yeah, that will be a good. We'll get a good chance to see Brodus, quarterback for Warwick.
Cody Broas done a good job. First down for the Bethel Bruins.
Well, it looks like we got. Yeah, I think that's the first time to call it, but the end on this side for the Bruins has been leaving early. And you said you thought he did it. I've seen him do it 3 times.
And the coaches up here for the Warriors are saying every time they've been doing it. And I've wondered how they missed it previously, but there you go. See the left end.
I mean, there was no doubt that was a full count.
Yep.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So back him up 5 yards. 1st and 15 now from the 33-yard line.
Well, the coaches will talk about, being on the same page, but you also have to be on the same count.
50, 5-0. 50 yards in penalties so far.
Yeah, I can believe it.
It's early. I said the 33. It's the 28. Mullen being pressured and sacked. He might have actually gotten back to the line of scrimmage, which would not.
Well, that was Asa Cooper again, Tim.
So it won't be credited as a sack because he did get back to the line of scrimmage, but just barely. Second down and 15. A defensive struggle right now. Got double wideouts to the near side, just out of your picture, to the right side. Out of the shotgun, Mullen. Low snap, handles it nicely. Left-handed quarterback over the middle, throws behind the intended receiver, and a late flag in the backfield.
Yeah, that was number 26 who was intended, the pass was intended for Alexander Smith.
So let's see if it's, usually that's what you've got in the backfield. They might refuse that penalty. I don't know.
Boy, they're their own worst enemy out there tonight,
so far, they're hurting themselves. 50 yards in penalties prior to this one.
And if this is a spot foul, it's 10 yards from where the flag is laying down.
You definitely take it. It's either third down and 15 or second down and a whole lot.
I'd go second and a whole lot because right now Bruins are not firing on all cylinders offensively.
Come on, guys, make your mind up out there. That's ridiculous.
We have an impatient stat man here.
Well, I'm kind of thinking the same thing, you know.
Well, you want to take your time so you pick the right decision.
But it is a matter of a decision here.
And they're not going to take it, doesn't look like.
Hold on the offense. The penalty is declined. Third down.
See, I kind of was leaning that way because you lose that down. It's already third and long if you don't take the penalty. If you do give him, then you repeat that second down, but it would have been second and 23.
Oh, more than that. Probably more than that because from the point of the infraction, isn't it?
I thought so. Mullen from the gun, following Adams, and ball is loose. I was just going to say,
got the ball. Number 6 took it away with his hand.
Did not hear a whistle, and it looks like Darren Mayo has stolen the ball and scored from about 28 yards out.
Just took the ball right out of his hand. And I'm not questioning Tracy Parker. I kind of put him on the spot saying you're going to run the ball right at him. But
see if we can pick it up.
He's just taking the ball right out of his hand.
He stripped it.
And then picked it up.
Sure did.
Good job by Mayo. And Mayo, young man, Tim, is just a junior.
No one holding Mayo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we waited all year to say that.
You had to get it in sooner or later. Extra point try by Alejandro is good. So we're tied up at 7.
Tied up.
10:45 left in the half.
If I'm Bruins, I would go back to giving that ball to Mr. Ladarius Adams and let him just run it.
Well, you know, and I understand that would be the conventional thought, but I would have to think that Tracy Parker has his reasoning, but he's been going with the quarterback running it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to have somebody run it, then have the guy who normally runs the ball. But Tracy, and I'm sure he come out, ran the first play, ran a couple of the first play, and then all of a sudden throw the wrong pass, get the touchdown. Well, Kecoughtan is thinking run. Now they're not thinking run anymore.
Right.
They're thinking, hey, they're going to try to use that quarterback. He's going back into the shotgun formation. Let us do some things that we know, and we can throw them for some losses. Throw that plus all the penalties that the Bruins have gotten. Yeah, good shot of Mr. Sean Gale down there.
Is that who that is?
I don't know. Looks like him. Yeah, that's Sean.
Harrison takes the ball up on a 12-yard line.
Lane across the 30 to about the 32-yard line.
20 yards on kick.
So the Bruins will get it right back after the fumble touchdown. Ball came loose, or actually stripped right out of the hands of the running back and taken by Darren Mayo for 28 yards roughly. Not exactly sure where he stole the ball, but
well, I tell you, but he did a
28.
He about the 28-yard line, and what he did is he stripped it, like you said, ball bounced and but right up into his hand. What a great bounce on that ball.
Trips to the far side there. You see them up in the top left-hand corner of your screen. And Adams gets the ball.
Ran
and Adams
right
is,
into number 71,
my gracious,
Jonathan Ash.
It looked like that Ash had the play call. He
6'3", 256.
He knew, seems like he knew who was getting the ball and where he was going with it.
Well, I think what happens, it was a player in front of him pulled, and somebody else was supposed to block him, and he went right behind the pulling guard or tackle.
So a loss of almost 3. Second down and a long 12. From the gun, Mullen. On the option, pitches to Adams. Adams finally gets some running room.
There you go.
And he is
He's
in
gone.
the open.
And then I got to catch him.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure, but it's going to be a foot race. And he will, in fact, make it.
Yeah, the young man
is a 70-yard run.
What did I say? Give the ball to that young man. Let him go. He did a great job of following his blockers. Watch this. Made a nice cutback right there. Got a good block, another good block. And it looked like Mayo
had a chance, but he just couldn't quite catch him.
Minute and 5.
2 plays, a minute 5, and the 70-yard run by Ladarius Adams has given the Bruins the lead again. Extra point try is no good.
Yeah, a little low.
Could come back to be a problem down the road.
Could come back and bite you?
Something like that. So 9:40 remains in the half, and the Bruins strike quickly with Ladarius Adams going 70 yards for the touchdown.
Boy, they like Adams. You know, he's matured into a great player. And he's proven, the coaches say over and over, he has proven that he is a team player. He'll do whatever the coaches want. A kid in his position, when you're a tailback, you want the ball and you want to run it. But he's not below, you know, we'll do whatever the team needs. Great young man.
Adams, 12 carries. 12 carries? 12 carries already for Adams?
I didn't know he had that many carries.
It didn't seem like he'd touched the ball all that often. But, hey, Mike Hauser says it's 12 carries. It's 12 carries.
I ain't arguing with Mike Hauser.
No, sir.
Not only does he have the stats, but he's a whole lot bigger than I am.
Taken at the 20-yard line.
Oh,
this is George. Oh. Elvon George all the way across midfield.
And finally stopped by number 22 for the Bruins as Robert Preston.
So this defensive battle is starting to loosen up a little bit.
Not so defensively oriented here. Nice job of following the lane, and basically had only 1 or 2 players to beat.
So they mark it at the 48-yard line of Bethel. Got a delay here for a moment for some equipment problems. In fact, young man is going to have to come out. I guess he's got a problem with his helmet.
Who's that, 66 for the Bruins?
That is who it would be. That's Justin Bolden. So they'll get him squared away here. Can't play without the headgear.
Well, you could, but it's not a good thing to think about.
They won't let you play with that.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what happened to you. You played much too frequently without the headgear.
Is that what happened to me?
That's what it was. Right up the middle, and there is Shepard. First time we've seen him in the ball game. Isaiah Shepard, 25.
That's just almost like the student body left, student body right, but they went student body straight ahead.
Wedged up the front, up the middle.
Picked up more than 10.
Yeah, got about 11 yards on that play. See, when you asked about the injuries, he didn't mention that Shepard was.
Well, he did when I talked to him earlier in the week.
I see,
and he said, I don't know if any of them are going to be ready.
Right.
He had 5. As we watched the replay, 5 young men. One of them did not make it because he's got a broken hand.
No, I guess you wouldn't with a broken hand. And a late flag. That was
could be hold, could be a face mask.
Could be almost anything. Terrence Dorsey is in the ball game now.
Face mask.
McBride had been in there before. Now Dorsey here. So maybe in the second quarter they decided Dorsey would replace McBride. So they're going to tack on yardage here.
Face mask on the defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That first down, that is going to be picking, what, about a 1st and 1?
Well, let's say they've marked it at the 29. No, it's going to still be a couple of yards. 1st and 2, to be exact.
55 yards in penalties.
55 yards in penalties. You may have already heard that as Mike was kind enough to inform us. Bruins, as you said, Bob, hurting themselves with penalties. This is George. And they just wedge their way forward. Another first down. That scrum is still moving all the way down to the 20-yard line.
You got to take the feet out from under them.
Gain of almost 12 on the play. And that's moving that big defensive line of the Bruins.
Yeah, and, that's not a small group that they're.
No.
But if you see what the Bruins are doing,
they're standing up.
Straight up.
Yep, you got to get down.
You got to stay lower. A little guy stays low can move a big guy who, if he's standing up.
Is that a Confucius saying?
That's no, that came from Vince Lombardi.
Confucius saying.
Vince Lombardi say, little guy, move big guy. If big guy stand up.
I think you do a great Lombardi. I've heard a lot of his records. Guy Lombardi? Isn't that
Guy
right?
Lombardi with the bubbles. Oh, no, that's another guy.
That's
right?
something else. We have
that was down hole, right?
We strayed right off that path. Couple of senior moments going on here, folks. We'll get back to the game. All right, out of the wing. Direct snap. This is George. Elvon George trying to get to the corner, and he is dumped as he gets to the 20-yard line. A loss on the play.
Number 21 for the Bruins, Jamar Jackson.
On the spot there.
So they'll actually give him progress to the 19-yard line, which, quite frankly, was rather generous. Looked like he didn't make it to the 20. So it's the 19-yard line, 3rd down and 9. Big 3rd down for the Warriors, trailing by 6. 7:20 and the clock moving here in the first half.
Well, I tell you, if I would have kept right on going with that scrum because that was really working.
Why not? Sure.
Oh,
and a fumble on the exchange. The ball booted around. Who's got it? Bruins say they do, and they do.
Tim, that ball was snapped to the offensive back and just never got his hand on it.
So they'll get the ball at the 19-yard line. See, this is what happened. And then they just kind of kicked it into the line, and the Bruins, and I can't make out who recovered it. If you continue to roll that, can you, Scotty? Let it roll. Couldn't tell. Trying to make sure we can give some credit to the guy who recovered the ball, but in any event, the Bruins get some help here because the Warriors were moving the football. They've got it with a 6-point lead, and they've got a new quarterback.
Matt Hill.
Yeah, the original quarterback that we were told would start. And he gives off to number 43. That is Nicholas Harrison.
No, I knew that Matt Hill was not going to start. They just didn't get a chance to get the new ones in.
Here's the replay. You'll see Harrison. Gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9. Looked like he gained more than that, but
yeah.
Now Mullen checking off.
No.
Excuse me, not Mullen, but rather Hill, and moves into the shotgun. Back over the middle, got a man wide open on a nice play. Almost got him. Good job of evading tacklers all the way out. That is the Marcus James who has the first touchdown for the Bruins. What a nice job of breaking tackles.
And Tim, what a great catch, because that ball was really low. It's hard to run away and then throw back. Look at how low that ball was.
Well, you won't be able to see it on that replay, but he just dodged it. Then he carried.
And the guy that finally tackled him was the first guy that missed him. Then that's some tenacity. They didn't give up.
48-yard line is where they mark him out. Forward progress. First down for the Bruins. Hill will move into the shotgun. And Harrison is in the backfield. So Ladarius Adams is not in there. This is Harrison. And Harrison is still on his feet down to the 48-yard line. Yep, a great effort. 4 yards the hard way.
Mike Gaddis, number 44, on the stop.
So now Harrison will come out of the game, and Adams will replace him. Harrison lost his shoe in that effort. Watch this. This is great.
We have a timeout, Kecoughtan.
And you heard Dave Stollard tell you a timeout for the Warriors.
Timeout called by the Warriors.
5:46 remaining in the first half. It's been an interesting first half. We've been kind of seesaw back and forth defense, and now a little more offense showing up.
I want to let the viewers know that on the first Wednesday of every month at 7:30, live on Channel 46, we'll have the school board meeting. Tune in, be informed, meet the new superintendent, Dr. Russo, and find out what's happening in the school system. First Wednesday every month.
Notice when we look down to the field, the officials have been getting a couple of young, there you see in the picture, a couple of young ladies bringing nourishment and refreshment to the officials.
I think it's more nourishment.
Could be juice.
Yeah. Well, maybe there's something more in that bottle than we know about. They're taking care of the officials out there.
That's right. The weather, again, not real bad tonight. It's not particularly cold. So again, while the weather's still this nice, folks, make plans to come out and support your high school team.
What's it? The temperature probably in the mid-50s?
Mid-50s, 60. Yeah. I mean, I'm up here with a shirt sleeve, as you are, and fans have got jackets on, but it's not a bad night at all. Look up into our spacious press box tonight. Mike Hauser has a lot more room tonight. Adams with a couple of tough yards.
Stopped by Chad Hooker.
Adams brought down by Chad Hooker.
Third down and long.
So third down and almost 4. Actually, they mark it right at the 46-yard line. They need to get to the 42. So 46 minus 42 is how much, Bob? 46 minus 42.
My foot off. My shoe off my foot.
4 yards.
4 yards.
4 yards. Give or take a yard.
Nice bootleg.
Hill is in trouble, but gets away from a would-be tackler. In fact, 2 of them, and now throws behind his intended receiver. And again, his intended receiver was Marcus James.
Well, James was wide open.
Yeah. But it's tough when you're scrambling and running like that.
It is tough.
The pros make that look easy, but that is a tough play. Watch this. The Warriors thought they had him. I mean, they've got him right here. Whoops, nope. And then on the run through to the receiver who was coming back to get the ball, and it was off the mark. High snap. Ash fields it and gets the kick away. Warriors watch it, and it is down at the 25-yard line. So that's where Kecoughtan will take over, trailing by 6 with a little less than 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Now, we're going to cover that ceremony that you were talking about, Bob?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
The ceremony you're talking about is, of course, Sean Gale, former member of the Chicago Bears, played. He was a linebacker at Bethel High School, went to Ohio State, became a safety for the Chicago Bears when they won the Super Bowl, was a special teams captain, and also starting strong safety, and he could really hit you.
And talking about really hitting you, that was a nice defensive play on the far side of the field over there. That was 24, Gary Tucker, on a nice stop. Here's your replay. See Corey Thomas carrying the ball, but Tucker making a nice stop for no gain on the play. Clock moving, 4:24 remaining.
A little more information on young Sean Gale. I think he works for Fox Sports right now and has written a couple, 3 children's books.
And I understand, gentlemen, you were talking with before we came on the air was mentioning
Mr. Tynes, yes,
that he's also been very.
Sean
Gale has been
he's given a lot back to the community.
Yeah,
he supports. There's a Bethel golf tournament in first week of June that is a scholarship, and they give $1,000 scholarship to a young guy from the Bruin family who is needy.
George stopped cold as the Bruins defense was waiting for it. 49, Keith Lopez.
He was there, was he not?
He and a friend of his. No place to go.
Cooper brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
That is not Cooper. The announcer is mentioning Cooper, but that is Elmont George.
Yeah. George is the one that was running that time.
So, again, 3 and out. We've had a whole bunch of 3 and outs by both of these teams in this ball game. So Alejandro will be back to punt. And Alfred Lane. So these Alejandro to Lane is starting to become pretty commonplace here. Ball taking a Kecoughtan roll before it is down at the 48-yard line.
You got to like Alejandro, Tim. He does not kick it to the receiver, to the deep man. He kicks it off to the side, and there's no run back. And as a special teamer, that's good because you're not letting them pick up any yards at all on a return.
You know, our fans may not know, but Bob Killen is a big, and I mean big, Yankee fan. And I understand.
Big Yankee fan.
And I understand the reason he's not here tonight
is he's in mourning.
He's in mourning. He's in afternoon. He's in evening. He is absolutely devastated because the Bostons won the Super Bowl.
We got a ball on the ground.
Fumble down. And, of course, I'm referring to the Red Sox winning the World Series.
Well, they did the job. Kecoughtan ended up with the ball.
That's their third fumble of the game.
So another turnover.
He'll never get the handle on it to hand off.
I don't think as you can see the end of that replay, I just don't think there was the runner really had a hand on the ball. What do we got left? We got 2.
We'll see it. We'll watch the whole replay, and we'll be able to see it. Watch this. See, never had it at all.
Right.
So the Warriors recover the fumble, and again, they tried this earlier. Galar got a man downfield and almost brought it in. What a nice effort by Dakota Mathis on good coverage by the defense, but Mathis almost brought that one in. That's the second time they've gone with a halfback pass.
So the defensive man actually got a handle on it, and Mathis still almost came up with it.
Yep.